Went on to say, how is the migrants coming into the United States, the wars, and the inflation benefiting you? And I said, well, they're not. And he said, exactly. He said, why are you supporting a party that is not making your life better? And that was my aha moment. I was like, wow, yeah, you're right. Why am I supporting a party that's not making my life better? And it was so easy, and at that moment it just clicked. I could no longer support the Democratic Party. Hi, this is Lisa from Stress Free You Too, and I want to come to you today to talk about my aha moment, the day that I realized that I had to switch parties. I was a lifelong Democrat. My parents were Democrats, their parents were Democrats, and it was just understood that in my household you were a Democrat. And it made sense to me. I understood that. I agreed with it. Because you see, I believed, when I thought of a Democrat, I believed in JFK. And for those of you who don't know JFK, he was the 35th President of the United States. His ideology as a part of the Democratic Party, and of course, perhaps romanticized with his wife Jackie and the legacy of Camelot, that was so entrenched in my mind, so connected to me with the Democratic Party, that is what I thought of when I thought of the Democratic Party. So when it came time to vote, and someone asked me who you're going to vote for, I just naturally rambled off the answers that I heard in my household every day about the Democratic Party from the Democratic Party. And I understood that. It made sense. But it wasn't until late 2022 that I started to question what I believed. As a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, said to me, "You're a Democrat, right?" And I said, "Yes, of course I am." And he said, "Well, what do you believe in?" I said to my friend, "I believe in equal pay for equal rights. I believe in a good income for myself, federal aid in education for everybody, and for the world to be a better place." I said, "That's what a Democrat is. I don't believe in homosexuality, and I don't believe in multiple genders." I said, "God created man and woman to be together, as it says in the Bible. And I also don't believe in abortion." So he said, "Well, is grocery prices higher for you under a Democratic administration?" And I said, "Well, yes." And he said, "So it takes more of your income to live every day?" And I said, "Yes." So he said, "Well, is that better for you?" And I had no answer. All I could say was, "Well, no, no, it isn't. I mean, not really." So he said, "You can't do that." And I said, "Well, what are you talking about? I can't do that." And he said, "Well, you just can't believe in parts of the Democratic Party and not others. You can't support certain parts of the Democratic Party that you like and not others." And again, I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" He said this to me. He said, "You like what they stand for, but you don't like abortion, you don't support abortion, and you don't support multiple genders." And he said, "But they do. They support, this has been going on for a long time. They support partial birth abortion." Yeah, he said they believe in multiple genders and changing genders. I said, "But that's dangerous." He said, "Yes, it is. It's very dangerous." But that is what is meant by being Democrat. You have to believe in everything the Democratic Party supports. So he went on to say, how is the migrants coming into the United States, the wars, and the inflation benefiting you? And I said, well, they're not. And he said, exactly. He said, why are you supporting a party that is not making your life better? And that was my aha moment. I was like, wow, yeah, you're right. Why am I supporting a party that's not making my life better? And it was so easy, and at that moment it just clicked. I could no longer support the Democratic Party. I just couldn't do it because they were so against. This party has really just drastically changed since JFK. I support a party that is not in line with my values, that does not believe what I believe. I was believing in the Democratic Party of JFK. JFK believed in federal aid to education, making the world a better place. He started the Peace Corps, and the Peace Corps, which is still going on today, is designed to help people around the world. And I believe the version of the Democratic Party that existed when JFK died when he did. The current administration, in my opinion, is allowing things to happen that I feel are evil and just wrong. And if you have a conscience, I can't see how you can continue to support that type of action, that type of behavior. I really don't. I wish I could feel differently, but I can't continue believing and supporting an entity that is doing what the Democratic Party is doing. I just can't do it. If something is wrong, why not stop it? Or why create it in the first place so that it would occur? Because that's what it seems like. That's happening. If it's bad, it continues. Knowingly continues. And I don't understand that. I really don't. I believed what the media said to me about Donald Trump. He doesn't have the traditional stance of previous presidents, but that doesn't mean he's a bad person. That doesn't mean he's not a good leader and he's not an effective leader. I can honestly say that my life was better under the Republican Trump administration. It really was. And that's no lie. I mean, it's a documented fact that when he was elected, inflation was down, grocery prices was down. That's documented. That actually happened. I lived through it, and I know that the people watching this video, watching me speak, also lived through it, and they witnessed it, they experienced it. So why go to a place? Why vote for somebody that's going to keep things the status quo and take you to a place that they created for themselves and for the country that is a bad place? I don't get that. So I said to my friend, what did he do? What did he do wrong? And my friend said, well, he was brought up on charges for paying hush money to a porn star. And so I said, okay. I said, well, what does that have to do with him running the country? And he said, nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with him running the country. But if there are people that don't want him to become president and they will take steps, they will make it their mission and take action so that he doesn't become president, in order to stop him from becoming president. And I said, but that's wrong. It's really the people's decision, using the power of their vote to say whether he becomes president or not. And my friend said, yes, that's correct. I said, I am sure that I'm not the only person whose life was improved when they were under the Trump administration, under the Republican administration. So I heard someone say that Trump ruined her life, assuming that she's talking about his presidency. That comment is what spurred me to write an article, and you can learn more about it in the description. I'm providing a link in the description for you. Okay, but that comment spurred me to write the article that I'm discussing with you today. Okay, because I just can't not speak my mind on this issue. I can't do that. Under Trump's administration, I received a tax break for my business. Inflation was down, grocery prices were down, and he had a proven track record of making life better for Americans, for us in this country. And he did it once. I think he will do it again if given the opportunity. So that is why I am now a Republican. Thank you.
For more great videos, download the Walkaway Social app at walkawaysocial.com. Share your testimonial and join our community.